coming back, circling around and back down. And it looked like it was like a, it was a factory that didn't have to show how that's all it was. It was not a dish.
Well, since you took the red one, I have to
But
call
I
and
didn't
say
feel good
something.
But there, I mean, there was a lot, that's what, there was ours,
It's unusual, what's up with you? I was going to stop at the supermarket, or no, not the library, I got the library line. Talk to you about afternoon, I guess we're on for that week. Well, maybe
I submitted a Google form to do the minutes just now for like submitting program ideas. So I submitted it. Do you have other dates that you like?
I'm talking about what you're gonna skip over.
unless I've got a doctor's appointment. Doctor's appointment, I'm good.
And you put this in the information so I can get back my access to my tab.
Get back.
And next Thursday.
Get back information.
Can I get the information so I can get back access to my tab email? Because I don't have access to it.
Oh, yeah. I know, because I emailed you about the business
And that
cards.
started.
I don't have access to it.
Yeah, I'll have to, he talks to that guy, but I'll remind him tomorrow to see if he can.
Yeah.
All right.
You got my personal email?
No. Unless,
First and last name and yahoo.com.
first and last name at yahoo.com. All right.
The last two. But our June meeting, I just, the new bill this Thursday. I think it's the fourth. No, it's the fourth.
If you're leaving, coming to Princeton, it's right at the phase after, it's right across.
Yeah, it's at 7. I mean, these are good people to be on your side.
I think I'm just the one.
What is that?
Sponsored one.
No, it's not the same. It's not the same price. Have you ever had them? You need about them.
That's what Daniel says.
He likes fresco? You like fresco? You like fresco?
Never mind.
Yeah.
It's the best.
I'm there trying to, I can't say no.
I need to try it better for you. No, I mean, I got it over here. And my hair. It's good. I got electrolyzed water.
It's a lot of fun to do.
It's homeschool, yeah.
He's coming, but he's going to go late.
My research project, which is now about 5 research projects.
All right, we're going to call our meeting to order, the June 1st meeting. We'd like to do the invocations. If everybody would bow your heads. Most kind and gracious Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you for this night. Lord, we thank you for being able to come together to conduct the business of this town. Lord, we pray that you're with each and every one of us and help us in all that we do. Lord, we pray for every citizen of this town. Lord, be with us, guide us, and direct us. Give us wisdom and discernment. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Next on the agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance, and it's going to be led by Ileana Pineda.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And with that, I would like to present her with this. Thank you for coming out.
Absolutely, thank you.
And we'd like to give you this certificate of honor and from Princeton, from town of Princeton. So if we could take a picture.
Absolutely. Can we look this way so I can get
You too.
Oh, sure, it's Victor.
How about you say?
it?
Oh, we're gonna sit here.
I would like a picture as well.
Okay. Anybody lives in there? Anybody who's my neighbor, come on.
yeah. Hold on, I'm glad you said it that way.
The neighborhood picture.
Hold on, Mike, let me take a picture. We're neighbors.
Okay.
All right, the next picture, you guys come out to the base, I'll give you a tour.
We'll take you up on that.
Ready?
You gonna get up? Oh, yeah.
All right, thank you guys, you have a good night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
All right, next on the agenda tonight is the approval of the May 4th board minutes. And with that, I noticed one change, which is on the second page, and it says, which is expected to remain at approximately, it should be 11.5 cents for the upcoming fiscal year, and keeping the town's total tax rate at 58.5.
Say that again, Mr. Mayor.
That was 11, that was the last paragraph, right?
Last paragraph says 11.12, it should be 11.5, and the 58.12 should be 58.5. Does anyone else have any changes to the May 4th board minutes? If not, I'll entertain a motion. I have a first and a second. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes 3-0. All right, I have, let's see here. Next on the agenda is, I have two changes that I'd like to make tonight to the agenda. One is table agenda item number 8, as Marla was not able to be here. So I'd like to table that. But also like to add a closed session to discuss commercial and residential potential proceedings. And we can add that as number 13. And then, if there's nothing else, I'll entertain a motion.
You say you were gonna add, that it'd be 13,
Yes, sir, we'll make 14 adjourn, if that's okay.
and that was,
The closed session.
did you check with?
We did.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay, and with those, changes, I make the, motion that we, pass the, agenda with the, changes specified.
All right, I have a first and second. All in favor?
Who was the second, I'm sorry?
Mr. Robinson. Motion passes 3-0. So we have this agenda. All right. Next up is the consent agenda, in which we have A, adopt agenda for this meeting, the June 1st meeting, proclamation for Butch Holland, ordinance for the summer concerts, and the 26-27 calendars for board meetings and trash recycle.
I make the motion that we, pass the consent agenda.
All right, I have a first.
Second.
And I have a second. All in favor? Motion passes 3-0. All right, next up is comments from the board. There's a couple of things I'd like to discuss tonight or let you know about. We've got a summer concert series starting on July 25th at 7 p.m. Miss Erica Ray Burke, and we invite everyone to come out and enjoy this free concert, and it will be at the new community center outside. Next is T.A. King and I met with Bruce Proctor with Higher Ground and Owen Daughtry with Empowering Abilities last week. This meeting also involves several Princeton High School teachers, and we plan to work together with Mr. Proctor and Mr. Daughtry to bring awareness to disabilities, special needs, and care here in Princeton. Also, T.A. King and I met with Scott Payne with North Carolina Recreation Resources 2 weeks ago at Flores Park, and this was part of our Portive grant application. Princeton also hosted Coffee Connections at the Community Center in mid-May, and this was a great networking opportunity for the local businesses here. I also had the privilege this weekend of attending Hope Center Ministries this weekend at the Billy Graham facility at Black Mountain, and he presented the PALS group a check, or Hope Center did, and I wanted to read this. It said, Mayor Johnson, Hope Center is thankful for being able to be a part of the Princeton community. Thank you and the town for the continued support and encouragement. And best regards, Mark Holland. And that was a great, we'll get together this weekend to learn about Hope Center Ministries. So I wanted to thank him for that. Does any of the board have anything that they would like to share? All right. With that being said, we'll move on to public comments. Public comments is for items not on the agenda. This is not a dialogue or debate. This is a board listening session only. Comments must remain respectful and limited to 3 minutes. As a reminder, no audience remarks or interruptions are permitted during this meeting. Would anybody like to speak? Yes.
Good evening. I'm Hope Dougherty with the Princeton Public Library, and I just wanted to mention to you that we are actively marketing our brunch. This is the third year for our brunch. It's going to be July 25th in the morning with Clyde Edgerton. This is the third New York Times best-selling author that we have hosted, and he's a big deal locally, for sure, all over the United States. Anyway, he's going to be here in the morning. We'd love for you, if you're ready to buy a ticket, we have some right with us right now, or even sponsorship. We can help you with that too. And I know that Ashley has this, but anyway, I'll leave this with you. We're also going to, that afternoon, have our grand opening. We participated with you with the ribbon cutting in December, but we weren't exactly ready with everything, and we're still getting things in place. But that is going to be from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock, so we can just spend all day in town and then go to the concert that night. So anyway, exactly, it is the same night. But anyway, so that's in the morning from 9 to 12 with the brunch, Clyde Edgerton, and then in the afternoon for the grand opening. So we'll be sending out invitations. You'll all get one. But
1 to 3, is that what you said?
1 to 3. The program's going to be 1 to 1:30, and then the rest of the day is floating. So
This is one of your biggest fundraisers, too.
it is our biggest fundraiser. Yes.
That's great. And you're able to have it here at the facility.
At the facility, the first time. The first 2 were off, and now we're showing them what their donations have accomplished. So,
Awesome.
any other questions? And does anybody need to talk about? Anyway, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Kamika Fullwood. I work at the Johnston County Public Health Department. Again, just sharing information with everyone in Princeton regarding June is Men's Health Month. So to all my wonderful, handsome men out there, make sure that you are going to the doctor and getting your screenings and taking care of yourself so we can make sure our community stays healthy. Anyone is welcome to join our opioid task force. That is a quarterly meeting that we host in Smithfield, where we are utilizing our opioid settlement funds to be able to address the epidemic that we have going on currently. I also have 10 boxes of Narcan available to anyone here. I'm going to leave them here. They're not for me. They don't do a bit of good in the closet, so I'm going to leave them here, and anyone can pick it up if they need it. I have some tips on here. Well, one of the biggest things is Tdap vaccine. So all of our 7th graders and our 12th graders, it is time for them to get some mandatory vaccines as they go into the new school year. If someone needs those vaccines, please send them our way. We are vaccinating over the summer, so there is no need to wait. Also information on an upcoming SHRED event. community blood drive, those types of things, and then a list of our services. If you need anything or need the health department, please let us know. That's it.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Amy with Princeton Community Alliance. I just had a quick question. I submitted the ordinance suggestion a while ago, like maybe 2 months ago. What is the process for that? I know it has to run through planning board first.
Go see me more, but we can.
Thank you. Next. Anyone else? All right. Thank you. Next on the agenda is the TRC contracts. And we have these in your packet. I'm going to read a summary here. Princeton Water System Improvement Professional Service Summary. TRC proposes to complete an engineering report, surveying, design, permitting, funding, administration, and construction phase services for Princeton's Water System Improvements Project. Work includes replacing 750 water meters with AMI units and upgrading 800 lineal feet of problematic water lines. Deliverables include ER/EID plans, permits, bid, documents, and record the drawings. Total cost is $190,000 with construction services billed T&M. TRC will also follow North Carolina Department of Environmental Quality LOIF milestones and begin upon authorization to proceed. The second part of this is the Princeton Collection Systems Repairs Professional Services Summary. TRC proposes engineering, surveying, design, permitting, funding, administration, and construction phase services for Princeton Sewer Collection System Repairs Project. Work includes replacing or rehabilitating 1,700 feet of sewer mains, 6 manholes, and 9 service laterals to reduce inflow and infiltration on Walnut Street, East 1st Street, and South Elm Street. Deliverables include ER/EID plans, permits, bid documents, and record the drawings. Total cost $207,500. And you have the 2 contracts there in front of you. And we can get Miss Marla Ashworth on the phone, I think, if the board has any questions. She was unable to be here tonight.
I only had one, and can't recognize the page, but it's the 3rd page. Well, it says it's page 4 of 18.
On the first contract?
And I'm looking down at task D, permitting, and it says has $10,000 for that, but then whenever you drop down to
Go ahead.
He's got
I'm
mine.
trying to get her on the phone.
when you drop down to number 7, the next to the last bullet point says permit application fees are not included in this proposal and shall be paid by the town.
Can you get? Hold on. Rephrase this question. All right, there you go.
Yes, Ms. Ashworth, under the fees in number 5, it talks about permitting, that the permitting is $10,000. And then whenever you go down to, number 7, sections and, limitations, it says that permit application fees are not included in this proposal and shall be paid by the town. So can you kind of explain that too?
Yes, there are permit fees that it's usually between $200 and $500, and usually we ask the town for a check for that.
Okay,
And so that is not included in the contract, but it would be included as a project expense and should be reimbursable with your grant funds.
okay, all right. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So, Marla, this is Stacy. The permitting is saying $10,000 is put in there, but you're saying there's also other permits that you ask the town to pay for?
So the permitting is, there's a checklist that requires calculations and certain drawings and some other engineers sealed things to be able to get permission to do the project. And so the permitting cost in the contract is for the engineering work that's required to be able to do the project, not for the cost of the permit itself. So I can see it's like usually between $200 and $500.
Okay. All right, I think I understand.
Okay.
I have a question. In attachment 2, under the TRC proposal terms and conditions, under invoicing and time and expense, it says rates shall be as set forth in the proposal. Rates are subject to increase on an annual basis. Would we not be fixed on what's in this contract terms of these fees? Because I mean, based off of the schedule, we're going, this is into 2029. I mean, are we to expect that these would increase such over those 2.5 years?
Well, the majority of it is fixed fee anyway, so it doesn't matter what the hourly rates are if we're going to do the work for whatever that fee is. And there's plenty of money even to cover rate increases. So I don't anticipate you having to pay any money outside of what you've been given through the grant.
Are you able to guarantee that?
Am I able to guarantee it? I'm trying to, I think the only thing that's in there that is time and materials is the construction admin. And we can control that. As far as like the amount of time that we put into it. Hold on just a second, let me look at it a little closer.
Well, the
They're
happens
long,
always-
aren't they?
she's either baking cake at farmer's market or she's at a long-term.
Ms. Boyd, give me the page that was on again.
7 of 18.
Okay.
On either one, I mean, the first one's 7 of 18, but it's the same language on both the contracts.
And,
Under Article 2,
uh-huh,
2.2,
okay,
A1.
okay.
And I mean, I'm sure we're not talking about a crazy amount, but just the fact that I feel like if it's spelled out in the contract, that we should be committed to those rates.
Yeah, they included their charge rates back here.
Right, and that's what I mean. Yeah, I'm sure it's, you know, if it does, it's not a terrible, big increase, but still, just the fact that if we're signing a contract committing to this, that's, you know, we're looking into 2029. Marla, if you need to get back, I mean, if you need to get back to us, I mean,
Yeah, I can get back to you on that.
All right, so do we need to table this?
well, I don't know, do we want to set a threshold? I mean, I just don't know how much we could potentially be talking about. And I know we've approved before, we've had fee schedule increases through their contracts. We've had that come before us before for other things, right? Like we've had them come up with this sheet before, we've approved like increases. So I know it can't be too much, but at the same rate, I don't know how those are billed and I don't know. Just saying it, because it just seemed kind of contradictory. It's set forth in the proposal, but they're subject to change. That was all.
What does the board want to do?
I don't know the rules on how we can go about, I don't want to hold it up, you know,
Well,
everything else is
I don't think
okay.
it's gonna hold it up if we table it to next month. If you just come back out in our packets again, we'll deal with it next month.
Otherwise, it's fine. I mean, if the funding's there, you know, I get what she's saying. And maybe that's all. Maybe, you know, if the funding's there, if it's not, then we should be okay.
I guess what that's saying, Marla, is that attachment 3 is the building and equipment rates. If your rates go up, then the numbers could change. Is that what it's saying?
Only on the items that are time and materials. Some of them are a set fee, like the $10,000 from permitting
Right.
is a set fee.
Right.
So, so if we don't get to that for 3 years, it's still gonna be $10,000. And I think the only thing that's in there, and I could not pull it up quickly enough to verify it, if that's time and materials, is construction administration. And that's a fairly healthy budget to start with.
You're talking about the construction services,
Yes.
time and material? So that's 70, if we got 70,000 on, the first one.
And when I say that's controllable, if we know how much money you have, and it's our intent not to bill you more than the money that we have in that account. So, like I said, that's what is controllable. We can have somebody there for, if somebody needs to go home 30 minutes early to keep it down, then we'll do that.
So we have 70,000 on task F on one contract and 60,000 on task F on the second contract. So it will be a very small percentage, I would think, of the two. If it did.
That language should be the same in all of our previous contracts, and as far as I know, we have not exceeded any budgets
That's
related to your
fine.
engineering contract.
That's fine. I just wanted to bring about the point because I saw it and I thought it was a little contradictory.
So most of the time, we have that in there, that is time and materials, and it's based on that fee chart. The contract set up not to exceed the dollar amount that's in your contract. So if we have $70,000 in there, it's time and materials up to $70,000.
Okay.
And we can't bill any more to you unless you agree to it.
Okay. I got you.
And what I'm hearing is we possibly could have a credit also.
Right.
Okay, okay, that makes sense then. Up to 70. Okay. Thanks, Marla. That helps.
You're welcome.
Any other questions for Marla?
Thank you.
Thank you, Marla.
You're welcome.
We need to find out when we clock.
All right. Any discussion? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I would make a motion that we to, sign the, contract, for the services rendered by TRC.
Second.
All right, I have a first and a second. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes 3-0. At this time, I'd like to ask for a motion to go into a public meeting to present the fiscal year 26-27 annual operating budget. Is there a motion to open the public meeting?
There is.
Second. Motion, I have a first and a second. All in favor? Motion passes 3-0, and it is now 7:27 p.m.
Just to confirm, we're replacing
Correct.
the one that
We're
was
gonna
in the budget.
use the budget that's on your desk, has a pink check mark at the top right corner. That one has a few changes. That one. Everybody good?
I think everybody is good. Has everybody got their budget with a pink check mark?
All right, the budget purpose and introduction. The budget message highlights key elements of Princeton's operations as they relate to the upcoming fiscal year 26-27 budget. The recommended budget is balanced in accordance with the North Carolina General Statutes and reflects board priorities, department needs, and citizen concerns. A notice of submission has been submitted pursuant to North Carolina General Statute 159-12. Skipping down to the bold, the town of Princeton proposed budget for fiscal year 26-27. Summaries include no tax increase. The general fund is balanced at $2,161,553 with revenues and expenditures. The water and sewer fund is balanced at $1,337,737 with revenues and expenditures. The general fund contingency is $121,479, and the water and sewer reserve is $58,548. Flipping over to page number 1, there are no changes from the proposal from last month on the revenue line. If you flip over to page 2, where it's highlighted, there are 2 updates there. One is the community building rent, and one is the community building cleaning fee. These are revenues based off the projected number of rentals over the next year, based off of 70 rentals. That includes, again, the building rent and the cleaning fee for the community center. And right now, I believe we're right at $12,000 on this year in revenue for the building since January 1 of this year. Any questions on the revenue for the community center? All right. Flipping over to begin the expenditures, there's one change. I did update the maintenance and repair to town hall up to $13,000. That's based off the current year. Looking at a few expenses we had, I just thought it might be okay to just go ahead and match what we budgeted this year so we can kind of stay in line. We've had a few repairs here to some heating and air units, but again, that's just to stay in line with the current town hall upkeep. On the next page, there were no changes on that. That was going through tax collection, planning, zoning, and police. Then going on to, I'm on the page where we are at building inspections and street and sanitation. That should be 10-560-000. And I did update the dump truck upkeep to match what we currently had budgeted, which is $2,500, as you can see highlighted. On the next page, A few changes here. As you can see, leaves and limbs budget did come down. That's based off of our expense. This current year where we're at, the budget was a little higher last year, and we're still under budget this year, but that expense did come down about $2,000. Capital outlay and equipment, $63,185. That is for the leaf machine and for a public works truck that is split with the water and sewer department. We had discussed getting grant money through the funds left over from Martin Livestock Road. It's in the air right now. It's 50-50 if we're going to get that, but I went ahead and budgeted for the truck. If we don't spend it, then that money can go into contingency. If we don't get the money from the Martin Livestock project, then we have the money budgeted to purchase the truck. We put $42,000 in the general fund and $20,000 in water and sewer to purchase that truck. We're hoping that we can get it through the remaining funds of the Martin Livestock project, but we may not know for another month to 3 or 4 months. But anyway,
And
we
this,
get budgeted.
and this is a 2,500
This is the 2,500
with a
work truck, work body, as we got a quote on. I think the quote was around 58 to 60,000.
I know at one point in time they were talking about looking at another leaf machine.
And that's in here as well. We've got that budgeted in this capital outlay. That's the remaining. So you've got 42,000 for the truck, and then the rest is about 21,000 for the leaf machine.
So, okay.
I think
So we have
that
that
you said
budget.
the truck is about as much as what's on there. That just happens to be the case that it looks like that, but that's split. Both of those are split between water, sewer, and here.
The leaf machine is general fund, which is 21, and then the 42 left is for the truck.
Truck, and then the remainder.
20,000 is
Okay.
in the water and sewer capital
Yeah,
outlay
okay.
project. Yep, so it's in that.
Yeah.
So if you take the, if you take 63, you take out 42,
Yeah.
that's going toward the truck, and then the 21 left is to purchase the leaf machine.
I think it was just because when you said the truck or whatever the cost was really close to that number, so it was.
Yeah, we
I asked the same
I
question.
split between the departments because it'll be used between both.
And so where is the other money coming from?
That's on the water and sewer side, on the
Okay.
capital outlay, we'll get to that in just a second. Next, if you look at your debt service, and then go down to your power bill, what I did here was try to clean this up. So we, are projected to bring in $57,000 in revenue from power bill in the next year. To clean this up, I took the debt service and the interest, which is on the street paving loan, put it strictly under the power bill, so the money we bring in from power bill is going to even out and wash with the money we're spending on the power bill loan, or the street paving loan, sorry. So those two will wash out. The $3,431 is just a little bit of the debt service that is not covered with the power bill funds, which will be paid with vehicle tax revenue, the tag revenue, I'm sorry. So that's how that works out there. And just to give you an update on the power bill balance and everything, and the vehicle tag fee, power bill balance is about $55,000 right now, and the vehicle tag fee is about $86,000, and we're gonna look at maybe doing some work with those in the next couple months. The street paid alone has a balance of $188,000, and we're paying $4,127 a month on that. All right. Moving over to the park, we did get a quote from Bars back in May, I believe it was. They quoted us about $12,000 to $14,000 to repaint all the park equipment at Flores Park. So we put about $20,000 in there for park maintenance. We'd love to get all the equipment painted and then do some minor repairs and things like that. We did have the part of Phase 2 site visit 2 weeks ago. Feel pretty good about that. We'll know, I think around September is what he said, is when we get the award notice. And if we get that, then we're going to use that money to go to land water soil conservation grant to hopefully triple those funds.
But this
and
is
we can
just
do
to
some-
get us to be doing something in that
This is just to
time.
kind of get us going. This is a budgeted item, but we also have some money in fee and lieu that we can spend for park maintenance. I looked at it today and my mind just went blank on the balance of the fee and lieu. It was $54,000. I remember that now. It was $54,000 is what we had in fee and lieu for park maintenance. Definitely if we can get the equipment repainted and up to date, and then there's a lot of bolts and screws and things that need replacing that's rusted and things like that, so. And then down at the end, as you can see, our contingency, which is basically a savings if needed, $121,479. And then any of that is not spent will go toward the fund balance. And that concludes the general fund presentation.
And let me say something before you go forward.
Yeah.
The fee and lieu to me, it really has broadened our ability to do repairs at the park.
Absolutely.
Because years back, we didn't do anything to the park because we didn't have any money.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But the fee and lieu has certainly helped and if you will, tell them what it is real quick.
So what fee and lieu is anytime a new lot is cut out, divided, and recorded here in town, the town charges a fee for that, and it is appropriated strictly to Parks and Recreation. And that fee is set by the board annually. Currently, it's $800 per lot. We had a new lot created last week that come in. We've got a plat that was presented to us that's been approved by the board and everything for townhomes on Lee Street. So that's 5 right there. So, that's another 5 times $800. And then we've got Massey Meadows and Cardinal Crest coming with about 140 lots. So it collects pretty quick.
That's once it's recorded?
Once it's cut out, they bring it to us for approval and everything, and get permits, they have to pay that off. Pay that with the capacity and water fees, zoning permit, everything. So they do that. But we implemented this 23, I think, about a year after I
That's
come
right.
here. We implemented the fee and lieu and done very well with collecting on that. So, but yeah, the fee and lieu is allocated strictly to Parks and Recreation. So, that is all I have for the general fund. Are there any questions on the general fund? All right, on water and sewer, this water and sewer is balanced at $1,337,737. On page 1, there were no changes. On page 2, I did increase the lawnmower weed eater upkeep to balance kind of where we're at now. And then the reserve, which is a savings, is $58,000. However, we still have water reserve and a sewer reserve. And the water is $56,000. The sewer is $35,000. And then as you can see on the very last page, there's $20,000 in there for the remaining balance to purchase a truck if needed, and then $5,000 for public works. They want to buy a pressure washer and a couple other things so they can start cleaning some sidewalks and different things like that too. So, but that is all I have for the water and sewer first. Any questions on that?
Thanks, sir.
Yes.
All right, are there any questions from the public on our budget? Liz, are there any questions online?
Nope. Reviewers.
All right, with that being said, if there are no further comments at this time, I would ask for a motion to close the public hearing, in which there'll be no further discussion on these items, and I'd ask for a motion to adopt.
I make the motion that we close the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor? Motion passes 3-0. Public meeting is closed at 7:41 p.m.
And I'll also offer you a motion that we adopt the budget as was presented.
Motion. All in favor, raise your right hand. And motion passes 3-0. You almost missed me over there.
Sorry.
And just to the staff,
Yeah.
thank you for your hard work with this budget. I think that this is about the smoothest that we've had
Yeah.
this year.
I was gonna say the same thing. Thank you, Michael. This was brought to us very straightforward. It was an easy process. Glad we didn't increase tax rate. Still feel like we put forth a good budget. So yes, thank you. Yeah.
All right. Next on the agenda is the the personnel policy, section 11. And I think that's going to be discussed by T.A. King.
Yes, sir. The town maintains a performance evaluation process that documents employee performance, supports professional development, and ensures clear communication of expectations. The town recognizes that with a small workforce and daily interaction between supervisors and employees, performance is observed continuously rather than occasionally. As a result, traditional annual evaluations often become repetitive and have limited value. Section 11 establishes a streamlined performance evaluation process that emphasizes real-time feedback, timely documentation, and clear expectations while reducing unnecessary administrative burden. The initial evaluation of 1 year of service, recommendation of each employee shall receive one formal performance evaluation upon completion of their first full year of employment. This evaluation will assess work performance, job knowledge, conduct, and overall effectiveness, and will establish goals for the following year. Completed evaluation shall be placed in the employee's permanent personnel file. Evaluation after the first year. After the initial year evaluation, employees will not receive recurring annual or periodic evaluations unless they have been subject to disciplinary action within the preceding year. This approach reduces unnecessary administrative workload and avoids duplicating documentation already created through this disciplinary process. Supervisors are expected to address performance concerns promptly as they rise. Supervisors shall provide continuous constructive feedback throughout the year to ensure employees understand expectations and remain aligned with departmental goals. If a performance concern requires formal attention, the supervisor shall meet with the employee to discuss the issue, and the issued is a written plan of action outlining expectations, required improvements, and applicable timeline. This documentation will be placed into the employee's personnel file. The reason for this is limiting our reoccurring evaluations ensures performance issues are handled in real time rather than revisited months later. Addressing concerns immediately through verbal counseling, written warnings, and formal disciplinary notices provides timely documentation and avoids unnecessary repetition. This approach supports accountability, maintains morale, and fosters a positive and productive work environment while reducing redundant administrative tasks.
I talked with the town administrator some on this afternoon, so he knows what's coming.
Well, enlighten us, Commissioner Martin.
For the majority of my time as a local government employee, I was always under a policy of, that we would have evaluations. Whenever you're talking about the fact for, so let's go first things first. A brand new employee, they do not get evaluated until they're at a 1 year level. And evaluations are intended to have a conversation with supervisors and staff to see where improvements can be made, or if they should be made. And so when you basically, that the policy that the administrator is proposing takes away that where there is no conversation for a brand new employee for the first year, and then we're going to the extremes of that they will never be evaluated again unless there's a problem. Whenever it comes to the town, whenever it comes to employment, most towns get into trouble whenever they do not have documentation of how that they handle their employees. And so the evaluation process is something that should be on a supervisor's mind every day. And I'll say again tonight, just as I've said before in many meetings before, that if you don't want to evaluate your staff that is assigned to you, then you really don't need to be a supervisor. That the current policy that we have, that what I've always said, that we know that the yearly evaluation is the longer one, and the shorter and the 6 month evaluation is shorter, and the 12-month is longer. And so if an employee that I know that he says here that if there is a disciplinary action, but all employees, the things they do doesn't necessarily mean that they have done anything that puts them into the disciplinary. They can have issues. They can have issues at work, and it not be disciplinary. And let me say this in my conclusion. This year we gave a 5% cost of living raise. Last year we went through the process where we got figures from other towns to see where our employees ranked among other employees from other towns as far as their pay. And so we made we made the changes necessary to bring our employees more in line with other governments. But really what we need to do, and I've said it numerous times, that we ought to use the evaluation process to put us into the situation where that if the employee has really performed at a level that exceeds the expectation, that we use that we use this process to fund the pay raises and whatnot, and instead of us doing the examinations from the other towns as to what they're paying, because whenever we do that we're not actually giving money off of merit, that we're basically just trying to keep up with what's out there. And I think and that the last thing that I'll say about this is that when we're talking about promoting someone also, that evaluations help us get the positive information from their evaluations, how that they have performed over a period of time. And that's what I got to say.
Well, can I ask, how did this get brought about? I mean, what came to?
Oh, that man sitting next to you.
Well, I mean, that's all, I mean,
Just, our personnel policy hasn't been updated in years, and so just looking through some things and talking with April, it seemed like every month we've got an evaluation, and they do become repetitive. You got some employees that do excel and some that may not excel, but for the most part, being as small as we are, we see them every day. I see Wesley every day, I see Daniel every day, the PD. And so any questions, comments, concerns, issues, we address it with them right then, whether it be good or bad. So we're just throwing this out there just to see if possibly we could just do the 1 year as a new employee and then just evaluate internally as needed. They do get recognized when they exceed and everything, and they do get talked to if something bad happens. We address it right then. And I don't like to bring it back up in a evaluation because sometimes I feel like that could kind of be a little negative when you rehash something that happened maybe 3 months ago, 6 months ago, or 9 months ago, and they're really excelling, and then you bring it back up, they'll walk out and they're like, well, dang, he still remembers that or whatever. So we're trying to be positive. We want the employees to stay and everything. I have no problem with it either way. April has no problem with it. But we're just looking at some ideas. That's all it is.
And another thing is that we are a very small town. There's one clerk, there's one assistant, there's one town administrator. You don't have 5 clerks like you do in some of the larger towns where they are evaluated daily. And I can tell you, I'm evaluated daily, hourly sometimes, by phone calls that come in, and complaints that come in. If there's one little thing said wrong or one little thing that somebody doesn't like, it's a meeting. We're in meetings 2 or 3 times a week addressing the issues that come into the office. And because there's only one clerk, it is an evaluation on me and my job, and Elizabeth with utility billing, and now Wesley with his public works supervisor. It is us that are evaluated on a daily basis. I agree with the fact that we need reports, if for nothing else, go to annual, this semi, because I can tell you, they're copying them and just making a couple of word changes and passing them in, because I promise you, if there is one thing done wrong in this town, limbs don't get picked up, or God forbid they skip a trash can. I mean, we are called in right that minute for a meeting to address it, and it's handled right then. And I mean, it's a small town, there's only a few of us, and I can promise you, it's a daily evaluation process.
I think if we did it annually, and not necessarily just to say, do it after that first year, and then do it as, because the way I'm perceiving it, and if I am perceiving it wrong, please help me. But it seems like if you do it that first year just to see, okay, you're doing pretty good, and then if you have to do some type of disciplinary action, then that's when you come in and annotate it. I think if we do it annually, if something happens throughout the year, yeah, you can document it just to be on the safe side. But just to say, we'll do it that one time and then look at it from the disciplinary action side, if possible. That to me says we're not trying to keep up with how everything is happening. And I do understand, like you said, you're being evaluated daily, but paper trail is still.
And don't think we only talk to them when something bad. We talk to them when there's good things going on. We encourage them and tell them all the time that they're really doing good. So don't think it is.
But any time that we're called into the town administrator office, make no mistake, it is in writing. He does a written report of what is said in the meeting, and then it goes into the employee's permanent file. Anytime you're called in there, I mean, for a meeting, not to tell me, why didn't this trash can get picked up? I mean, for a meeting.
How often are we evaluating in our current policy?
Some are 6 months, and I think it's every 6 months.
It's every 6
Yeah,
months.
every
You get
6 months.
a short one at the 6 month,
Yeah,
and then an
annual.
annual. And it's time for Michael's annual.
Yeah.
So y'all be getting voted in there.
And you see that the purpose behind the one at 6 months, because if there were issues in months 1 through 5, and they get evaluated, that it covers that, and it gives them 6 months to improve.
So my question is, are we gonna wait for that 6 month, or are we gonna handle it when it happens?
Well,
Are we doing everything?
Well, then, if there's a reason to take a written one, you see, with the evaluation process, that there are several steps, because you have the where you just having a conversation, where there's really nothing bad happening, or you may get a written warning if something else happened, and the third is where what they did deems them take with some type of disciplinary action being taken, and there is nothing difficult about that. That everyone should be treated fairly, and this is the thing about the merit process. If the supervisors and the person in charge educate their people how to correctly evaluate people, you will have a system that is so much fairer, because you oftentimes hear people say that they don't like the process because that the favorites get theirs and nobody else gets theirs. But it is up to the administrator to make sure that people who supervise other people, that they understand the process, and whenever you are educated on the process, you can feel good at the end of the year whenever you go through the evaluation system. Whenever I was in Smithfield, I was not one of the favorite officers, but I can say this, that whenever I got evaluated, that I got evaluated thoroughly, because one of the things that we really harped on was learning how to properly evaluate our people.
Well, I think too, and the reason why I say annual, because if you look at your jobs now, most jobs now only do a review annually. They annotate things throughout the year. If there is something that, whether it's good, bad, or ugly, they annotate it throughout the year. And then when that annual review comes up, you see X, Y, Z, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3 in there. And it's up to you to say, well, yeah, I agree, or no, I disagree. So I think if we did it annually, that would still be suffice.
So what are you wanting, what do you propose, do it annually, or keep it every 6 months, or?
I am, I think really that is because the 6 month one is short, and basically you use that if there's nothing negative, because you can use that as a teaching tool for that employee, where they may excel even more.
Yeah, I mean, I guess every person and staff member looks at these things differently, and I can't fully appreciate the day-to-day, interactions that maybe you don't feel like you need to have those evals, but I look at it in eval. I mean, you get so caught up day to day, a couple years might go by and you haven't sat down normally, and you probably deserve a raise, and you haven't had one because you haven't sat down and gone through what you need.
Exactly.
It's also an opportunity to have the employee talk about things. If they know, when I know, okay, I'm gonna have my eval, that's when I'm gonna bring forth some things that I know I'm in a structured, formal setting that's being recorded, what I'm saying, you can talk about things that you want to bring forth. And I'm sure that everything is all talked about every day anyway, but in how I've always seen the evals is it's a back and forth exchange that's documented, the good and the bad. What are you seeing? What are you looking to do? What's your plan here? What does your next year look like here? What do you want to see have done? It's not just disciplinary related. It's a bigger picture for the employee and helping them track where they want to go and meet both parties' expectations of their job. So I think a year's fine. I mean, 6 months probably is a lot. I mean, again, because you do interact. When I first read this, I was like, yeah, sure, I get it. But the more, we talk about it, I understand. So I'm fine. I think we should keep the evals at some level. I think a year is fine. But there is a lot to be said about having a set-aside time to evaluate your performance, for the employee to provide feedback to their supervisor about anything relating to their job, talk about what they want to see, everything. It's just at a designated time.
And And the same thing you said, that's the time that you can have that conversation. That I know that through our evaluation process that we have, some of the time, policies change because we began to see, just because you have a policy, just because you thought it was gonna be good, that it may have a negative effect. And the employees pointing that out makes, that it makes for a better, work environment. So I am open to the one time.
Now, I think a new employee should have a 6-month,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
1 year, and then just 1 year continuously.
Yeah.
I don't think a new employee should wait for a year
No, I don't.
But currently, we're doing every 6 months.
for everybody.
So new employees 6 month and 12 month, current employees every 12 months. Is that what you're saying?
I can go along with that.
How long is that evaluation? Is it 3 pages, 10 pages?
It's 5 pages.
Yeah.
Is it like a 1 to 10 scale, or is it like right in
No,
discussion?
you scale it,
Yeah, there's different ones. PD's got a different evaluation than Public Works because they're different jobs and stuff, so, 4 or 5 pages, and the scale is very high. I mean, it runs from, I think it's like 160 to 340.
It's like
yeah.
to, superlative, excellent, that's
yeah.
what they're for,
Different
excellent.
categories and stuff, so that may need to be looked at as well, because it is a little dated as well.
And the supervisors in each department are administering these to the ones below them?
Correct.
And then you're administering them to...
All of them come to me for review, and then my comments are added to that.
The chief
And
does
then-
all the PD,
Yeah. And then,
Wesley will be doing all of maintenance, and I'll do it, Wesley.
and then they all have an opportunity to agree or disagree with the evaluation as well. So,
All right, do we need a motion or a vote
yeah,
on
because it is a
that?
policy, we just need a motion to amend it to new employees 6 months, 12 months, and current at 12 months.
And was that a motion, Ms. Boyd?
To do 6 months, 1 year, yeah, that's a motion. You could do 6 months initial, 1 year review. Yeah, he said.
Take that out second.
We have first and second, all in favor? Okay, motion passes 3-0. We alleviated a little of the work there.
Sorry.
You'll get that corrected and get it in hand.
I'll get it updated, yes, sir.
All right.
When would it go in for?
It'll be effective
All right, next on the agenda is solid waste ordinance. And I believe I'm going to have Mr. Weston will come up and present that.
What's the stand for Public Works? Anyway, Rick does Public Works. Most of what you see here is already in our ordinance. We've been through constant discussion with T.A. King, Commissioner Robertson, and Stacey Johnson as well to make changes that best benefit the town and the Public Works Department as a whole. I've highlighted a couple things in here that you can't see, so I'll point them out to you individually. And if you have any questions, I'll give you time to ask as we go through it. For section 1, most of that was already in there. I believe the only change that we made was B1 of section 1. All commercial customers are required to bag all trash. There will be no loose trash of any kind except. The reason we made that change is because we have a lot of commercial businesses that throw all of their garbage and refuse straight into the can without bagging it, and it has caused problems downtown with wind, flying trash, and debris. Any questions?
Yeah, so let me make sure that I understand correctly. So, even their, trash cans that they have to start putting liners in those?
No, sir. They're 90-gallon cans that we provide, that we dump in the garbage truck.
Right.
There's another part out of line. Just the trash inside of them be bagged.
So no envelopes or things like that thrown into the trash can. They want it in a bag in the trash can. What they're doing is when they dump it, it's blowing down the street or whatever, and then they're chasing trash all over.
This is just commercial businesses. Some of the commercial businesses, instead of bagging it, put it in a container, they'll just go out there and they'll throw a bucket of scraps, whatever it may be, and then when they dump it, it's loose, flying out around town and everything. So we're just asking the commercial businesses to follow the same process as the residents. Just bag your trash, put it in the container.
Oh, okay.
I think I get what you were
Oh,
trying to
yeah,
say,
yeah.
but no, they don't need to put the bag in there, and as they empty their individual
Yeah.
trash bags, type
When
that
they
bag.
bring it from inside to the container, it should be in a bag, not just,
Okay,
Yeah, that's what-
okay, I got it.
okay.
Any more questions? Section 2, I don't believe this is a change that from the original policy. I believe it's just a change from this, but it says, Section 2, C, containers must be maintained in a sanitary condition by the customer. We did have a time limit on that, but we changed that, so it's just hopefully we keep the individuals keep their cans clean year round on a updated basis. We say that because there's a lot of cans in town that people don't clean out at all, and they throw loose trash and stuff, which for residents is okay. We're only requiring that for the businesses, but over time it becomes gunk in the bottom of the can, makes it harder for us to dump, and it also is nasty.
Everybody good on?
On the back of page 1, page 2, section 3, I believe the only change we've made there is in subpart B. In the limbs, as a part of the monthly solid waste fee, the town should collect up to 1 dump truck load of limbs per customer per week. Any excess may be collected at a fee. The only thing we changed was the size of the limbs we'll be collecting. I believe it was 10 inches in diameter and 10 feet long before. We changed that to 6 inches in diameter and 6 inches, or 6 feet long. And that's just because, I mean, if you think about a 10-inch thick log and it's 10 feet long, that's a whole lot of weight for even the backhoe if you're picking up on a continuous basis. But we changed that to 6 inches in diameter, 6 feet long, so it's more manageable per person.
I should say 4 feet.
We changed it back up to 6 just because we want to give a little bit more leeway.
Okay.
Any questions about that? Next change we have is the yard waste in C. I believe the only change we made for that, I believe the seasonal leaf collection in D was already November through March 1st, but with the prospect of getting a leaf machine, we're going to keep that and ask that all leaves, grass clippings, pine straw, shrubbery, etc. be containerized in bags or containers not exceeding 50 gallons and placed behind the curb between March and October.
Let me ask you about the bags, because that's one of the number one complaints that I get. Is the citizens said that it's extremely hard to bag the shrubbery and whatnot. So whenever y'all give them, do you take the whole bag, or?
Most of the time, we're taking the whole bag, unless somebody asks us specifically that they want to keep their bags. And it's not necessarily trash bags. It can be in mostly any kind of type of container as long as it's not your garbage can.
So it could be like a big sheet or something?
You put it on a tarp and wrap it up. Any kind of container would work, as long as it's not more than 50 gallons.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've seen them out in like, just like regular trash cans, and y'all take those and dump those.
We love those.
That seems like to be the best way.
Yeah.
And we've seen people use their smaller recycling, the square bins. Those have been in a lot of use as well. And then all of that just helps us out in the long run. It helps the town keep clean.
Let me ask, will you pick up if they're, I noticed as that kind of went on and people just said, yeah, I ain't doing it, and they didn't, are you still picking it up, or is it like, hey, we're saying it now, we're not?
We're still picking it up as of right now. We're trying to educate citizens more, so we're not just leaving their stuff
Sure.
by the road. We're picking it up as we go, but we also leave door hangers and try to educate every citizen
Got
we
it.
find.
Got it.
But please note, what they're bringing before you tonight, they're asking for board support.
Sure.
And then this is going to be their policy, and this is how they're going to implement it. So
And
if
is
you
there-
agree to this tonight,
And is there also, I think we talked about this back when we first came out about needing a big bag. A citizen can come forth if they have, something prohibiting them from being
Yes.
able to do
We have
that.
a list of handicaps.
So anyone can come forth with whatever those reasons are.
Yes.
And the town, will determine if they're suitable and meet those, okay.
Disability and we assume, just to say, they have a list of pretty much every citizen that has some form of disability that cannot, perform that task.
And we do that for trash, recycling, and limbs. Not just-
and I'd like to bring up one other issue, and I've talked with these two gentlemen about this, and that is a grapple machine, a truck with a grapple on it, and they're bigger trucks. You see them with like tree services, and it just allows one person or one employee to go out and collect, and they can pick up the tree limbs, they can pick up the trash, and load it into this truck, and then take it on out. And it really makes the job a lot easier, but it's something that I think we need to look at.
Well, no, I think we have looked at it, and the reason we don't have one is because it costs so much.
Well, they're about $150,000, but I mean, we are a town, and we've got to look to the future, so we need to start figuring those things out. And it might be with the used one to start with, but it's a machine that'll run one day a week, pretty much. Another thing to look at is that it can handle the bulk items also. And we're getting ready to get into the bulk items here, but they can pick up washing machines and dryers and couches, and they can also place them in this truck. And you're talking about alleviating a lot of work, a lot of backs, a lot of muscle, and putting it on the machine. Machines break down, of course, we have to keep it repaired, and but it's a tool that can be used, and I think we truly need to look at that for the future. But anyway.
The next change we have is in section 4 under subsection D, the enforcement timeline. Before, most town residents were either just putting it out by the road and hoping we'd come pick it up, or they scheduled it with town hall, and then town hall let us know that we needed to go pick it up. Sometimes that we couldn't get to that, or they left out so much that we didn't have the capacity to take it that day or that week. We would like to increase that, or set up an enforcement timeline, so residents have 24 hours to remove bulk items after receiving notice. That's if they don't schedule and pay for a pickup. After 24 hours, a recommended 50, the X is what you guys would support. Daily violation will be issued per day. That's basically just saying that if they put it out by the road, they either are going to pay for us to pick it up in the future, or they will be charged a fee if they leave it out there. As we have said many times before, every convenience site in Johnson County is free. You can take most items up there, and they have a list online of things that you cannot take. But most of the things, I'd say at least 90% of the things we pick up in town, you can take up to a convenience site for free.
How are they going to receive notice?
We will leave a door hanger, and I believe there's going to be a phone tree. We'll get in contact with them either in person or by phone.
All right, but when you say they have 24 hours to remove a bulk item after receiving notice,
Yes.
so you've gone by there, you see a bulk item, and you're going to make notice by door hanger, or?
Either a door hanger or a phone call. We'll most likely knock and see if anybody's home to begin with. If nobody answers, it'll be a door hanger or a phone call.
And documentation of this is done by pictures, or?
Pictures, and we're gonna have, I believe we're gonna come up with documents for them. We're gonna have a special bulk pickup folder, basically.
And you just want to make sure the citizen is notified, so they do know, and they're not getting billed without their knowledge.
Yes, of course.
So are we as of right now, we're still picking up like furniture such
We're picking up
as
everything.
bedroom suites and stuff?
Everything that's-
What day of the week are we doing it? Or
Most of the time Fridays.
Well, so let me ask something, and I'm not trying to be like super picky, but it's a genuine question. So let's say Ashley has a couch sitting out in her sunroom, she's been meaning to put out there on Friday. And let's say actually, it's not me, it's someone in town, okay? Put a couch up there thinking, hey, I just thought the town was gonna pick it up. I don't know, I'm gonna put it out here. Friday, I go head out to the beach, I'm gone. I come back Tuesday, and my couch is still there, and I've got however much money racked up. I mean, again, I know this is very technical specific, but I mean, that could happen, and you're gonna get fussed. So, do we think that our level to which we are notifying the homeowner is sufficient to be like, hey, you knew better, or we warned you, or especially if it's on Friday?
It's definitely an education process for everybody. If we can get them on the same page, and if they do put it out that Friday, and it's still there Monday or whatever, they're probably going to go get it, but at the same time, they're going to try to educate the citizen.
Can we do like a warning strike system, like, you know, all right, so Ashley messed up, so you get you get one warning, or you get 2 warnings, and then you get charged this after your 24
We're
hours.
gonna work with as many people as we can at the beginning of this, because we know that everybody takes time to get information. We're gonna give as much leeway as we can. It's really only the people who are repeat offenders. Even today, we see the same houses put out a whole living room almost every week somehow.
Where are they getting all
I
that?
don't know, but we try and work with people as much as we can, and it'll probably be a while before we actually start enforcing the cleanup fee. And
Well, and I guess that's part of it too, is if these people know that we're gonna continuously be like, all right, well, here's something, but if we're like, hey, I know we've been patient with you, but now here's the deal, and you get 1 strike and that's it, and you know better, they might be more lenient with them. I get it on some level, but those repeat offenders are gonna keep repeating if they don't get a hard
The
stop.
ultimate goal, I think, of this is budgeting, because
Sure.
right now, with us just picking everything up and disposing it, that is excess weight
Yeah.
that we're paying for, and we're trying to educate the citizens. We'll be glad to take it, however, there may be a fee, and we'll pick it up at whatever that fee is. But if not, and we just pick up everybody's couch and recliner every week after week after week, then our garbage collection
Yeah.
tip fees are just going to be astronomical, where you're going to have to do some adjustment. Our requirement is that we pick up household trash in the 90-gallon tank once a week, and recycling every other week, and then leaves and limbs once a week. So we're just trying to educate them and let them know we'll be glad to get it, but there may be a small fee, and don't just pile it up every week and expect us, not to handle it for you. We will.
any other questions?
So, this is saying that after 24 hours, and y'all have recommended that it be $50 daily. But I know I'm not gonna wanna do the daily.
Maybe weekly?
Well, how long do you want a piece of furniture pushed outside the road? I mean, how long before we get it?
That I think that you would be better served that the town would charge them on their utility bill and
Sure.
and take it. I mean,
Well, current policy states that we take it, and it's $85, and we've done that, and they were not happy when they found out they had $85. because they didn't-
Part of April's evaluation.
Well-
And we're trying to educate them.
well now, I don't imagine that they'll be very happy if they find out that it's $200 or $300 either.
Well, again, this is something we're trying to implement and educate and everything. This, like Wesley said, it's gonna take some trial and error, but we just want them to know that we'll be glad to get it, but there will be a fee. But
Well, let's move on down, because we've got fees down here that cover bulk, right? So let's see, and let's just, don't worry about this recommended $50 right here, violation per day. Let's move on down, we'll come back to that.
Okay, so the next section we have changes in is section 7, non-conforming materials. These are materials that the landfill and other places that we dump do not accept, so we're gonna have to hire special disposal services for those items. Section B, after 48 hours, the town may collect the materials and assess a blank recommended $100 administrative fee plus all disposal costs. That is just for non-conforming materials. D, prior to collection, the town shall post notice on the premises advising the customer of the violation and a deadline for removal. And the rate schedule is consolidated, I believe, King has been. And then the pickups for the white goods, furniture, mattresses, TVs, and similar items, we will be charging X amount. We recommended 25 per item. That's refrigerators, washing machines, dryers, mattresses, TVs. Under that, we have special bulk pickups or bulk trash. We recommend $75 up to half a truckload, and if it's a full truckload, it would be $150, and that would be applied to monthly utility bill.
I thought mattresses, because of the safety hazards, was not interested.
We would like to not pick them up, but again, we'd like to be as courteous as we can to the town citizens, and we will do what we can.
That gravel truck take care of that too.
It explains the mattresses too.
Yeah, the reason that we say the mattresses are, I guess, a hazard, we've had lice, ticks, animal feces and urine,
Yeah.
bed bugs. We've seen every single. We've seen all of these things just come from mattresses alone, and it's become a safety hazard for us picking them up and transporting them to the premises.
Okay, we don't want them taking home no lice, no bed bugs.
Got a line item in there for that.
Well, another thing is if they're outside and it rains, they get really heavy. And if it's before they get them picked up. But you see a lot of them around town. I see mattresses every day going.
We pick up at least 3 or 4 a week.
Oh
if not
my,
more.
again, where do they come? How do they?
That and TVs. For some
TVs
reason,
are down.
mattresses and TVs are the most bought thing in this town.
Oh, dang.
Any questions about that?
So what, you were telling us to get down to this last one here, Mayor Johnson. Let's wait till we get down to here.
Well, this is non-conforming material, so I just wondered if the 24-hour violation could just fall into these, but if this is non-conforming, I guess I was thinking these were conforming, but that these are non-conforming, being mattresses and TVs and furniture. So the bulk items up here that are conforming, what are they?
I believe that might be in the wrong section. I think that's supposed to be under special bulk pickups, because we do pick up the white goods, furniture, mattresses and stuff. I believe that's just gonna be a separate fee with the special bulk pickups.
All right, so let's review that. So you got non-conforming materials. You would notify them, hey, you got some paint cans here that is non-conforming. You would notify the resident. This would be done on the day of trash pickup.
Whenever we, it could be any day of the week.
So-
As we drive around, if we see it, I wouldn't put a specific day on it.
Okay, so you would notify them by door hanger or knocking on their door.
Or call.
Or call them. And then they would be advised that they have 48 hours. And then after that time, you're going to go pick it up.
Yes.
But you're going to assess a $100 administrative fee.
Plus whatever the disposal cost is. I believe it says that up in the enforcement timeline.
I wish there was a way that we could enforce like no lithium batteries and, different types of batteries.
Well, we don't take any car batteries at the moment, but the smaller batteries, like AAA all the way up to 9-volt, we do take those.
So, we don't have the, there was a place that we, made, several years ago. And it was at a, stop going to the, town maintenance, building. And that I don't remember whether it was ore that people could take down there?
We have a whole hang freeze principle,
Right.
containers that anybody can go dump it.
Right.
It's free of charge.
Yes.
Right. So now, so what would you do with something like, paint and clay and sand? What would a person do with it?
The resident or us?
Or the resident?
They can take it to I believe they can take it to a convenience site and they'll dispose of it. They have containers for non-conforming materials. And we just can't put them in any of our trucks and take those to the landfill. We have to dispose of those separately.
Okay, all right.
So what you have is a lot of trips being made through town to document. I mean, this is being done daily, of driving 8 to 10 miles of roads, identifying objects that need to be picked up or trash that needs to be picked up, and anything other than the normal trash, they have to decipher what it is, figure out where it goes, and then decide how to pick it up and get it done within the week, so it doesn't sit out there for long periods of time. And so they're trying to help educate the public, and it's going to take a while. But we feel like we need to get some penalties if the public to help them understand what we're trying to do. And it takes money to dispose of those things. Because we're sorting it out, and then we've got to make a special trip somewhere. I guess it goes to the landfill. If you're picking up a non-conforming item,
Yeah, they have a hazardous material area.
and I know all the TVs go in a special place at the landfill.
There's an appliance section.
Yeah. So you're trying to figure out where they go.
That goes for washing machines, appliances. They even have a single box just for microwaves. They have a section for everything. We have to sort it out along with any other trash that we bring with us if they had a bulk pickup.
I know this occurs very often, but what about like when a tenant jump ship and leaves and they have all that, I mean, do you charge the landlord? I mean, who,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying then? Okay.
Yeah, I
It
cleaned one
would
out
be
the
on
other
the
day.
owner of the residence to take care of that.
Okay.
Don't second guess.
This is tough, for y'all. This is tough for
We've
y'all.
been talking about this for at least 3 months now.
I'm not saying so much. I mean, y'all have it tough. I mean,
Yes.
amongst many things. I mean, that's tough because I know there are people who they are very valid in their reasonings as to why they don't do certain things or this or that, and you have to make this judgment call, following the rules, and that's that's tough. That's tough.
Any other questions about the non-conforming materials section?
So you need us to put a dollar amount.
Yes, that would be for you guys to decide.
And then back on
Yeah.
it. And it has been run through, I don't know, 4 or 5 feet. It started with
Yeah.
you, Commissioner Robinson, and
I believe this is the 5th draft.
yeah. And they've got recommendations here, and this board can set where they feel. I feel real good about the last one, the special pickups and bulk trash, recommended $75 per half truckload and $150 per truckload. So if it breaks over a half a truckload, it becomes $150. And that's bulk trash. Another thing here is we want the trash in the cans and not sitting beside the street. So we see a lot of that. And then you get a wind, and stuff is blown all over the place.
You talking about commercial one?
I'm talking about both residential and commercial. So we want them in cans. And if you want an extra can, we've got them, we'll provide them. But we don't want to see them, trash bags sitting beside the trash can. They have to stop and pick it up. Otherwise, they take the can, slide it onto the truck doesn't dump it. And so we're trying to get the trash from being blown all over the town. So we would like to see it in cans.
And then too, the tipping fees are not going down. Tipping fees are going higher and higher. It seems as though when they take stuff to the landfill, we have to take care of that as well, so we got to be able to do something back from it.
Do y'all address renting the truck? Are y'all gonna continue to do
I
that?
don't know if we talked about that later.
Is it in here anywhere? It was $85.
We had talked about it, but I think they would rather the citizen just set the stuff at the road and let them just get it and dispose of it themselves versus renting the truck out. Because it could be a liability if someone were to slip, fall on the truck while they're throwing trash in it. They would rather just put it by the road and they'll go get it.
Well, I'm talking about like the house that was here
Yeah.
on Dr. Jones.
I mean,
You
it's,
still want them to put all that?
It's more of a
Yeah.
safety issue. We'd rather go out and do the work ourselves than have a resident break their leg, fall off the truck, or God forbid something else happens.
So we're not gonna rent the truck out?
No.
Okay.
You know,
That's what I remember.
they can also put hazardous things in there that we don't know about at the very bottom when they have it piled up high and we don't find out till you get the landfill, and that'll be a separate fee every month as well. Or they can ask us altogether not to come back to it, and then you end up having your umbrella in your face that we.
I think these dollar amounts are fair, assuming we feel like we are giving sufficient notice, warning, because that's the biggest thing I hear, is, I didn't
I
know.
think it needs to be phrased to where, actual verbal communication instead of a door hanger. If you're gonna charge somebody that amount of money for, a violation, I think you should have, communicated personally with that person.
Yeah, but how do
Yeah.
you guarantee you can achieve that?
You're just gonna have to stay on it. I mean, you're gonna have to knock on the door, you're gonna have to call them, and it'll be set from the time you talk to them, because I mean, you're blindsiding them if you don't communicate.
I
You're
think-
gonna assume that they've seen the door hanger, and I have people every day, I don't use that door, I didn't see it.
Well, and I mean, yes, it would be great to get in front of you and say, but I also think you do need some type of written, because then they can say, oh, you said this, or I said this, or so it's something.
I mean both, but until you actually confirm that they've gotten the notice, the violation, whether you send it certified mail.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying, we should have
But
certified
it
mail.
costs.
Well, not necessarily saying certified mail, but send it through the mail. We have documentation that we did send it out, that it went out on X day.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
agree,
you're
but you
you're
can't be
talking
doing-
about days though, when you do
can't be doing
now, I'm
24
just trying to
hours.
think, if I was at home and I worked second shift, you know, I'm gonna be at night, I'm gonna be up at, it's just tough to even talk to somebody. We normally have emails and phone numbers for each person, and I think if we drop them an email and a, phone call, it would be, you know, up to them to most of the time they get back with us. If you have a door hanger and then, you know, it's them working with us, because we can do the phone call and the email. And then, but I think until we get a confirmation of some kind, the violation, you know, we can see. You see what I'm saying? It's,
If we do that, how long will we wait after? If we can't get hold of them for 2 weeks and they went on vacation?
oh, no, we go plan at the house. I mean, we're not doing 2 weeks. I mean, I don't know of anybody that we haven't had a problem with that we didn't get up with them within 2 days. Have y'all? I mean, we haven't. Sometimes we don't have a phone number.
So would it be safe to say maybe give them 72 hours instead of 24?
I think your first offense, maybe you can get that time,
Yeah.
but then you can say, we have communicated through X,
Yeah.
Y, Z.
I'm just
various
thinking of the
ways.
complaints that we get,
Oh,
that we didn't get the notice, we didn't get the door hanger, y'all should have called us, all this kind of stuff.
It's gonna probably come down to a few
Yes.
people
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
that is over and over repeated after
Mhm.
That's probably,
I
I
agree.
don't know, but most people are going to say, I don't wanna do this, or I'm gonna take care of it,
Yeah.
and follow the rules.
I agree with the policy, I do. I just wanna make sure that we're not
Yeah, we're
just
trying
charging
really,
people without.
we're trying really hard to appease everyone, and you're just
Yeah.
not.
You know, if you implement it, you start the implementation, and would you be forgiving for, you know, a set amount of time, and then you go into it?
Well, why did you even, why even bother?
My civic duty, I'm
Why even bother?
But anyway, with that,
So I guess my question, if never addressed, should we give them 72 hours? Should we give them 48 hours?
We just would like some kind of notice so that to sit out there all week and people say we're not doing our job.
Well, under B, in section 7, it says after 48 hours, the town may collect the materials and access and they're recommended $100.
That's specifically for non-conforming materials, things that we cannot just take the money from.
but you're saying white goods, furniture, mattresses, and TVs are not non-conforming material?
They are things we will take the money to pick up.
Okay, so we really need to move that out of that section, is that correct?
Yeah.
And go to special pickups, bulk pickup up top? Is that where it needs to go, like maybe F?
Wherever it fits.
They just want some guidance.
That's the main purpose of this whole thing, is we want guidelines that we can follow, and, because I know in the past administrations and past superintendents and past entire public works crews, they've just been, some people help some people,
Yeah.
some people don't
Yeah.
help others.
Yeah.
We'd like to set one rule for all, so that we can say, hey, this is the ordinance, and the board backs us on this, and we're gonna follow the rules from whenever this is set in place, and of course, we give as much leeway as we can, give time for education, and work with as many people as we can.
What,
So-
go ahead.
No, I was gonna ask you to clarify what you're saying here about the,
I would take D under section 7 and carry it up to section 4 and make it number F. And then that way, it's not, because when I made that statement a while ago, I didn't realize that was non-conforming materials. I remember it when we went through it, but. And then I would say, this is just me talking, get away from the $50 violation fee, because you've got a amount here that you're going to charge them. Is there a reason we can't get away from the violation fee?
So after the 24 hours, just.
Yeah, and you'll give them, you can, then you can collect and charge, is that correct?
Are you talking about the non-conforming materials or just the special bulk pickups?
So D is under the special pickups, bulk material. And then we have these prices set for each, it's $75 for a half truckload, $100 for a full truckload. And how are we notifying them? Are we going to give them 48 hours to pay it, or just notify them, and then if they don't, they've got to get it picked up and get it out of the way?
I believe in the beginning, we should definitely have clear communication before we charge them for anything.
Okay, so we wait, let's just say we put 48 hours up on the pickups on bulk materials. We notify them, give them 48 hours. If they don't want us to pick it up, they get it out of the way. If they don't get it out of the way in 48 hours, then we pick it up and we charge them $75 or $150 if it's a full truckload. And then if it's any of the white goods, it's $25 per item. White goods, TVs.
They can also schedule those pickups as well.
Yes.
So are you saying that we only charge for, you're saying that after 48 hours, they're saying basically they'll pay the fee for us to come together?
If they don't acknowledge you and they don't remove it from the road, then you have the right to go get it, and they will be billed on their utility bill the amounts on this.
so you're saying then we would eliminate the, how long y'all gonna let the $25 a day rack up?
That's
We're
right,
just
yes.
gonna say after
Yeah.
40 hours straight up, we're coming to get it, you're paying it.
That's kind of what I think, and
Okay.
just get away from that daily fee.
Sure.
Makes sense. I like to say it's consistency all across the board.
Yes.
And when you put a door hanger, it's to notify Elizabeth or myself, or do the mass notification, you know, so we'll know to start from that point to email and try to get them.
Yeah, most likely what we're gonna do is we'll leave a door hanger, letting them know that they need to schedule a special bulk pickup. We'll take a picture and we'll send it to you.
Yeah, yeah, that would, yeah.
Yeah, because that way you can file it into that record. In your file. That's good.
So we're agreeing to just do what you said there, remove the fine daily and then just the 48 hours, you get none of them. but we're gonna offer some, hey, first time warning, I mean.
Oh, yeah, I think this is a system that'll be worked into over a couple of months. And the whole trash system, collection system is being worked on, from the trucks to how we're collecting it. They're trying to make it forward, to where they know what their job is, know that they have the backing of the board, and know that they can get the job done, know where they stand, exactly what they have to do.
And we're moving D under section 7 to section 4F.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
If the board is good with that.
I'm fine with it. I just want.
Yeah. And are we agreeing to the recommended dollar amounts that are here?
Once again, I'm fine with it, I'm just one person.
The white goods, the mattresses, the TVs, all that's going to the same landfill.
Oh, yes, but they're separated at landfill.
And if somebody has a bulk trash pickup, what would bulk trash include? Is that like,
Any, like household, like like you said, we don't want trash bags sitting inside the trash can. If they say, hey, I'm gonna clear out my closet, and I'm gonna have 6 bags of clothes sitting over here, which we can dump for the landfill, then that would be a special bulk pickup.
okay. But you wouldn't want to put the appliances or anything like that under a bulk pickup?
I believe that should be part of it, because it's bulk. Anything besides the normal 90-gallon container we consider bulk.
So when you get to the landfill, then you would just go around to your different places and sort everything?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Most likely what we do is we create a load for those specific. If it's going to be dumped at the landfill, we go to a load of just that, unless it's not a whole lot. Or if it's a lot of white goods, mattresses, TVs, the things that do need to be separated, we take those separately.
So if we took F to the top, like we said, D to the top and made it F, could the TVs, mattresses, and all that go under the bulk pickup also?
Are you saying remove the $25 for each and just bulk it
I'm not
up?
saying remove it, but it would be better for the customer, the resident, if they had one TV they put out by the road to pay the $25. But if they had, say, 6 TVs,
Sure.
and it's not a half a load, it's $75 to pick it up and move on. And then they haven't filled up half the truck,
Yeah.
but they get a half truck price.
Yeah.
And I don't care, I just kind of thinking it through.
But suppose they say like they do have, they clean out their closet and they've got this, got one big bag of clothing.
Put it in your trash can.
Huh?
Put it in your trash can.
Suppose they won't fit in the trash.
Put it in 2 bags and put it in your trash can. Or get an extra can, if you need an extra can. And that's another thing, we have extra cans available for $10 per can. And then you have it as a spare, and then that covers any extra volume in the future.
As well as taking it to any of the convenience sites in Johnson County for free.
Or take a food line.
Well, we're here to punch holes in it, so
I think,
It's good.
I think there will be so many situational things that we can sit here and speculate about and talk about this, that, and the other, but if we have, this is enough, and then if we also just follow the general understanding that, look, if you're a new time person to this and you kind of mess up, it's okay, but we've acknowledged it, next time, no, this is what's gonna happen. That's as best as we can hope to do at this point. But it'll give them some guidance on to what extent they
Yeah.
should be tolerating some of this stuff.
And if they have 3 TVs they're throwing away, then that's $75 by the
Can we
fee schedule.
send, can we mail, yeah, right. Can we mail all this out once it's firmed up? Can we just mail it to everyone?
We're working on
I mean, that's one effort right there. I mean, to just, and then highlight and bold up at the top, the main sticking points. And so that's effort number 1 to let them know.
It can also go on our utility bills, can it, please?
Yes, I'm
There you
waiting for a quote, because from our mailing company, it's considered an insert. So
Got you.
I emailed them a sample, and I'm just waiting to hear back.
Just another page in it that has,
Because if we just like printed them ourselves and like stamped every one of them, it would be several hundreds of dollars. So
Offer them to be collected.
pretty much, yeah.
There's an insertion on the side.
Gotcha.
All right. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm not happy. Because citizens say all the time, y'all are nickel and diming me to death. And, but I am happy that we're talking about that we're gonna remove the recommended $50 a day thing. I mean, cause that would cause a lot of heartburn. If somebody ended up having to pay $200-300. I mean,
I think 90% of our citizens are going to not have a problem with this. I mean, obviously nobody wants to pay $25 to throw a TV away, but it's not every day that you do that.
Well, you're talking about extra trash. You're talking about things you're not doing every day. Your regular trash is going in the can. This is stuff that you might spring clean.
And I don't know if this is a change or not, but I mean, construction materials. We see people remodeling their entire house and putting it out by the curb. And that's where they need to get a dumpster and move it out. That's not what we're doing. So that, you know, we got some that are abusing it. And it is costing the town, it's costing every citizen for the rising trash price. So if we can control that, and get the fees to where they go, I think that will be a big plus.
And from just a visual side of it too, you know, you don't see this stuff lingering out on the roadside of people's houses if they understand that what's in place. We won't have eyesores of things sitting out there because we don't have a policy that says how long it can sit and what we're gonna do about it.
what we'll see that happen is alongside our country roads that this trash will be deposited there.
A little bit further.
It's just common.
Yeah, well, it might be common.
It is common.
But it happens all the time.
Well, we can get this implemented, get started, start educating, and then if we need to come back and revisit some of this, I mean,
So now, do we have the numbers firmly down?
Well, we're doing away with the first recommended item for $50. We're doing that entirely, like you said, the daily imposing the fine.
that whole book.
And then we are just putting special pickup bulk trash is like the header, and then under that is a sub-level is the white goods and the furniture mattress. Those are $25 each. And then just in general, if it's a bulk filling up half the truck, $75, $150 for the whole truck.
But we would look at this as a bulk thing, right? So if you had, like I said, 2 TVs and a mattress, you could come in there, if it's under a half a truckload, it'd be $75. It'd be $75 the other way. But let's say you had 3 TVs and a mattress, then it was still could be $75 because it's less than half a truck. So if you're gonna clean up, you go ahead and clean up a half a truck's worth. Or the whole and make it count. And the goal here is to get the trash from sitting around the trash bins also.
And
get people-
to Mike's point, it helps for budgeting to understand, you know, get a trend of what we're bringing in from this to help us budget for it. If it's considerable. Sure.
suppose they had less than half a truck.
Still $75. But that's where we get into the items, because that's the way they started. And so if they had a mattress, well, they pay $25. There's a commercial on TV going right now where you're gonna get your mattress removed for $59. 25 fee.
But what's the typical, if you, do you know off the top of my head?
It's different depending on what you pick up there, I believe.
Because I was wanting to use that to kind of help paint the picture for it.
Well, it's also not just tipping fee, it's the gas and the fuel to drive up there. The wear and tear on the truck. And you know, if you're hauling construction materials or somebody's remodeling their house, it becomes a lot, so.
I'm just curious how you separate it out. Do you have TV? I mean, do y'all collect them till you have a load and then?
We usually do, at the beginning of the week, regardless of what we, as right now, we just pick up everything in one load, or as much as we can.
And then take that one.
Why? Because you look at me like that you expecting a no vote.
And I'm like, I just want to make sure you get all your questions answered. We're trying to think through this. We're trying to be fair with it, but we're also trying to know what we have going to the landfill and make sure that our costs are covered up.
And then, like you said, this is also the educational process. You know, we're educating so that they know what's happening going forward. Because in all our ways, we got to get an understanding.
Any further discussion?
So, what would be considered bulk trash? So it will be anything that does not go in, that does not fit into the trash.
Anything over the 9 container.
So,
Unless they have two
But-
anything outside.
but now you can't put TVs in your 90-gallon can.
No.
That's what I was considered bulk.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was the question again?
TV, you got a 90-gallon container. You can put it in there,
Put a little flat screen, about a
but
14 inch, 32 inch.
Come on, you sound like you need something to say, so why don't you just go on ahead?
I'll stick my
Go
foot in my
ahead.
mouth. Let's say with a hammer, you can put about anything you want.
any further discussion? Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Sorry y'all staying out there for so long.
All right.
So now I'm still not clear on which services go where, but I'm thinking that y'all can be thinking about it before I go to the little board.
Oh,
Think.
All right, can I get a motion?
Okay.
I think we stop. Is there any more discussion on our part?
I will say this, get it on record here. I know this seems like a lot, and I know it seems like, why are we doing this? It gives them clear guidelines of their timelines and what they're supposed to be doing, so they're not catching heat, y'all not catching heat. They know what's expected of them. it keeps our town looking as nice as we can make it by having these in place, so you don't have stuff sitting out there. It's an effort to try to bring some structure to this process, some consequences if you don't, some understanding of what's in place, and like anything, it's gonna take a little bit of time. There's gonna be some one-offs that we'll have to deal with. We're gonna work with people, and it'll be okay. I know there are people who have pine straw in excess, and I get it. To bag those all the time, that would be a lot, you know, and we can work something out, I'm sure, with some of these people, but on the whole, y'all know what percentage is likely really going to be saying something here. We'll just have to do our best to work with it. But it's just, we have to do something, because it's not fair for them to go every day not knowing if Michael's gonna have to say, well, why didn't you do this? Well, we told him this, and then on Facebook talking about didn't do this, and just, we gotta have something in place. I'll say that. And, I mean, most everywhere else does stuff like this too. So this isn't like we're reinventing the wheel.
Yeah, right.
You know, I had some thoughts while I was in there by myself.
You had to change of heart.
No, I didn't. There is a tremendous difference in a half a truck, because you were talking about half of the garbage truck, right?
The dump trucks.
Okay. There is, if you have, in order to get half of the dump truck, you got right much stuff in
That's
there.
right. That's right.
And so, then I'm thinking that most people are going to have less than that. But we want them to pay $75.
That's why we go to the individual system of $25. You know, if you set one TV out, it's $25. You set your washing machine out there, it's $25. Put your mattress out there, it's $25. Put all three out there, it's $75.
Well, you bedroom suit,
And it seems like when people go to throw away stuff like that, they haul, you know, a suit out or something. Is that correct? And so then you got, you know, you have a truck. And we have a flat fee right now for the whole truck. But you know, I watched Wesley go around the other day. I passed him 2 or 3 different times. He was all going through town and he was loving this stuff. I mean, he had a couch, you know, stool. There was, you know, all kinds of stuff that he was picking up. But he had the truck loaded when it was all said and done. But if you go by piece, then he can just take pictures and send it in for billing. And if it's a half a truckload of stuff when he pulls up, or a full truckload, then he knows how to bill it. Hey, this is going to be a whole truckload. It's $150. So it just gives them a little division there to help work with the breakdown.
Good.
Any other discussion? All right, I need a motion. Or, yeah.
Oh, do you know that's not coming from Diane?
I'll make a motion to approve with the changes that we discussed.
I have a motion. Can I get a second?
Again, you know that's not coming from Diane.
Look, and there's 2 people sitting down there. Like there's 2 people sitting down here.
I don't think that the clerk votes.
You got a firefighter sitting beside you.
We've been busy tonight.
I came on the tail end of this.
Oh, okay. That's how it goes.
Well, you got to take her out there?
We been voting on that.
That's correct.
Well, I still get to vote.
No.
We just need a second.
Yeah, I'll second it.
All right, got a second.
I'll get in trouble.
All in favor, raise your right hand.
He voted to take down the trees, sorry.
Yeah, like that.
All opposed? Which one are you opposed? You threw it up right there at the last minute, I want to make sure.
Yeah, I wanna go on there opposed. Yeah, I believe it
So
was.
the motion passes 3-0.
I'm gonna start keeping track of your opposition to approval per year. Ratio.
Okay.
With that, we're going to move into a closed session. So I move that the board enter a closed session pursuant to GS 143-318.11.